Hi, starting out with the grill. I've got myself a turkey I'm going to be smoking on my Green Mountain Daniel Boone Pellet Grill. And some of you may remember with the last cook there were some issues with the pellets coming through the auger and such. Well, I've swapped out my pellets. Instead of the Camp Chef pellets that I was using, this time I'm going to be using some Traeger Applewood pellets for this cook. I've got some Green Mountain pellets on the way, but they didn't arrive in time for this cook. But anyway, I'm going to take you out to the grill, show you how I'm prepping things out there, and then we'll come inside. We'll get that turkey together for a nice day of smoking. Okay, so out here at the grill, I just wanted to show you something that I did inside before we start. The Green Mountain Grill liners that go under the grates, they've been out of stock for a long time. They're only sold at Sportsman Warehouse website. But since I don't have that type of liner, I've got one of those oven liners from Walmart. They sell them in 2-packs, but basically just cut the end off of one and put it down here under the grates to kind of catch the juices and help the flow. It's not as long as the Green Mountain Grill liner, but works just as well in my opinion. So I'm going to be using that. I'm going to close it up, and I'm going to go ahead and from my phone, and I'll do a embed in the video. I'm going to go ahead and start my grill up, and I'm going to start to preheat it to 185 degrees. Now I've just turned the grill on, and it's starting to spin some pellets in. So I'm going to set the temp to 185 degrees, and it's going to warm up to 185. And I've got a profile that I'm going to be using, and I'm basically going to talk you through that profile, and that profile explains how I'm going to do this cook pretty much in detail. But basically, once it gets up to 185, I'm going to put the turkey on, and put it on breast side down in a rack that you may have seen me use with some of my other turkey cook, with my other turkey cook video. And it's going to smoke like that for 8 hours. The reason you want to smoke for a long time at a low temperature is because the way pellet grills work, at higher temperatures they don't produce as much smoke. They produce more of their smoke at low temps. So starting at 185, 8 hours, breast side down to give it a good smoking. Then after that, I'm going to turn it over to breast side up, put it on the grill grates, and set the temp up to 275 degrees, and let it cook breast side up on the grill grates at 275 until the temp is about 155 in the meat. Once it gets to 155, I'm going to mop on some butter. The skin outside should be a good brown by then. And then let the temp continue to go up until it reaches 165 internal meat temperature. I know some people recommend going to 160, then stop, and then put it in full so that it can rise while it's in the foil after it's off the grill. You know, I like my meat a little more well done than others, so I'm going to 165, and then I'll take it out, put it in foil, and let it rest for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go inside now and get that get that turkey put together. It's already been brining overnight, and so I'm basically just going to start getting it ready for the grill. So let's go inside and get that turkey ready. Alright, so here's our bird for the day. It's a 13-pound turkey, and as you can see, it's got one of those thermometer things in there. We ignore that. You don't take it out because you don't want to have a big hole that juice comes shooting out, but just leave it in there and it will be ignored. Basically, I'm going to cover this turkey with some oil, then shake on some poultry seasoning. So I just got some extra virgin olive oil and some just some poultry seasoning there. I will say the details of this recipe will also work if you have a Traeger grill, pellet grill, or a Rectech pellet grill, other types of pellet grills. And also I wanted to make sure that I mention and not forget, while it's on the grill, every hour I'm going to be spritzing it with apple juice just to try and keep things moist. I'm going to be spritzing it when I spritz it with apple juice inside and outside so that it all gets apple juice when I spritz it. And that'll be every hour. during this cook. So I'm just flowing the oil all over it. And like I mentioned, we're going to be starting with this cook breast side down. I tied some string around here just to keep the wings tucked in. And there's some plastic you may see on the legs holding them together that came in the packaging. And I used to think that that plastic would melt or something and had to be taken off. Actually, that's plastic that is able to withstand the heat of cooking. So if you get a turkey that's already got the legs in this plastic, that's a good thing. Just leave it on and that'll hold your legs in place for your cook so that you don't have to worry about tying down your legs. If it doesn't come with a tie around the legs, if it's just under some fatty meat, then you will have to tie those legs yourself with string. That fatty meat will come apart during your cook. And for the brine, I wanted to mention, someone requested that I use or try Alton Brown's turkey brine. So I did use Alton Brown's turkey brine for this turkey. And it smells nice. It's a nice smelling brine. We'll see how it tastes. And I'll put a link in the description to Alton Brown's turkey brine. Although the way I'm cooking it's going to be far different than how he would cook one when he does it in the oven. And actually the way I'm doing this cook for the pellet grill is a bit different from how the Green Mountain Grill recommended recipe goes, using a different brine, using different seasoning, using different cook to temperature and such like that. And I'm also, as I mentioned, going to be having mine on the cooking grates. These are some black peppercorns that are from the brine. I'm not going to be cooking mine in a pan. First I'm going to use that roasting rack and then go straight to the grates after I turn it over. Alright. Now if you wanted to see how to put together a brine and use a brine and all that, I did another turkey cook on a gas grill where I detail that whole brining process in a lot more detail, but skip some of that on this video just because it's not necessarily the most exciting part of the cook, dealing with the brine and getting it out the brine and all that whatnot. Might make for a much longer video on that one as well. Alright, I think I've got oil rubbed all around pretty good. And the grill's already up to temp, by the way. It took like 10 minutes for that grill to come up to temp, which was pretty quick. It's 37 degrees out there. 37 degrees, and it came up to 185 in probably less than 10 minutes. It's like after that first time I used it and it had to, I guess, get those pellets in the system, it's been coming up to temp in like 10 minutes or less. I mean, it's been heating up pretty much pretty quick for a pellet grill. Just that initial one took like maybe 15-20 minutes, but after that it's rolling. Alright, so I've got this all together. I'm gonna just grab my roasting rack. Oh, my wings, they come out of the string. Alright, so put on the roaster. And they should be fine holding. Alright, so I'm going to take you out to the grill now and get this on the grill. Alright, here comes the turkey. In there. A little smoky opal. Set it on in. Let's see. I think I'm going to put it in this way. Alright. And there it will smoke. You can see I got it positioned so that that liner will catch all the juices, help run them down. So it's going to smoke there for 8 hours. I'm going to go ahead and start my my program that I have for, or profile as they call it, my profile for this turkey cook. So just going into the Green Mountain app, go to profile, my whole turkey profile, and I'm basically going to hit start profile and confirm. And it started that profile, and now that profile's rolling, basically it's going to do everything on its own. Even if I disconnect from the Wi-Fi or I'm away from home, the profile is stored in the in the pellet grill itself. So it's going to go ahead and do that, smoke for 8 hours, breast side down. Now I do have to come back after the 8 hours, turn it over, and of course I've got to spritz it with the apple juice every hour, so there is some manual intervention there. But after I turn it over, it's going to up the temp to 275, cook it till the meat temp is 155, then I'll have to come off on the butter, and then it'll cook it till the temp is 165. After that, it's going to stop and just keep that thing warm till I take it off. So that's all pretty good, and so I'll bring you back a little later in this process. Alright, so that turkey's been cooking for, well, smoking for 8 hours at 185 degrees. That time is up. I've given myself in my profile about 15 minutes time to flip the turkey and get it on the grates. So I'm just sticking in the meat probe now, well, getting it into the grill, and I'm going to basically get it flipped over and get the meat probe into it. So I'll bring you back in 1 sec when I open up. Alright, got my grill gloves on and I'm going in. After the 15 minutes that I allotted myself to spin the turkey around, flip the turkey around, after that it's going to automatically kick up to 275. So I won't have to do anything but flip it and get the meat probe in there. So, good thing I was done with that. Get that meat probe in the thick part of the breast. Straight down on the opposite side of the one that came with the turkey. Stick it straight down in there. Nice and deep. Come up off the meat a little bit. Come up off the bone a little bit. That'll be good. Go ahead and close up. Let's see what the meat temp is now. The meat temp is showing 134 degrees on the meat probe. So once it kicks up to the 275, it'll run it up to 155, and I'll put some butter on, and then it'll go another 10 degrees and be done. I'm going to do a weather report for you now. The weather report is looking like now it's up to 57 degrees. It was 37 degrees when starting this cook 8 hours ago, so it's gone up 20 degrees. Real feel is 54%, humidity 22%, wind speeds 14 miles per hour. Hasn't been feeling very windy to me though, personally. And so basically we'll see where things go from here. It's supposed to be back down in the 30s again tonight. but we got a few more hours before sundown, so Lord willing this will be done before then, but I'll bring you back in a bit. Okay, so a couple hours have passed since we flipped it, and it's been about 10 hours total now. The grill shows that the meat has reached 155 degrees internal meat temperature, so I'm going to take some melted butter here and start brushing it on. Just let you have a quick look there. Looks pretty good. Start brushing that butter on all over. This is going to be some good eating here. This butter just enhances the flavor. The skin outside is already nice and crispy. So this is not to crisp it, it's just to make it taste real nice and give it a little more moisture there. Butter just does some good stuff to it. I think my cooking twine I may have knocked out of place when I was twisting when I was turning it over, but the wings seem to be holding in place pretty well on the sides, so that's alright. Just trying to make sure that I get some of the drizzle down the backside and the other side of the turkey there. And this is just one stick of butter. Plastic holding legs is holding it well, hold things in place. I'm just going to close it up, and I'll come back when this meat hits a 165 degree temp. And we'll see what we have as the final product. Okay, I was going to wait till the meat temp got to 165, but it's been holding at 160 for a good while, and I don't want it to dry out. So I'm going to take the grill temp down to 150 just to let it cool down for a while. And I'm going to pull the turkey off the grill now and just basically take it inside, and I'm going to cover it in foil. It will rise. While it's covered in foil, it's going to rise in temp if you just wrap it tight in foil. But there's our finished product there. I'm just going to get this meat thermometer out. And just tongue the turkey. Cooperate with me. Turn the turkey out. I'm just going to take it in and cover it. Okay, so here's our star of the show. It's been wrapped and it's been a little over 30 minutes now. So I'm going to open it up, and I wrap it tight all the way around. All parts. I'm just going to use a regular meat thermometer and see if what they say is true about the temperature rising after it's been setting for a while. Let's see if you can see. It's up to the 160, 161. Stick it in a little deeper. 165. It reached the done temperature being wrapped. That worked. Alright. So we know we're not going to die taste testing this. So I think that turned out very well. I'm going to go ahead and just slice a piece off of it. See if I can get one here. I'm going to cut this string off of here. Those wings, even though that string came off, those wings, since the string was holding them in place with the rack earlier, those wing tips just stayed in place. Crispy outside, it's slicing moist inside. I'm just trying to get a piece off of here. It'll just come off there. Alright, that skin is holding it, because that skin is kind of tight there, because it's crispy and tight. But I'm going to get the camera adjusted, and I'm just going to slice a couple pieces off of here. So I have a couple for the taste test now. Alright, so I'm just cut a couple slices off, and I'm going to get the camera switched around and do the taste test. Alright, smoked and brined turkey, or brined and smoked turkey. Time for some taste testing. One more. I just want to try and bite off a piece of the skin and try that. The meat's a little tough from, I guess, being cooked so long, but the meat is very tender and juicy, so definitely turned out well. Tastes good. So if you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Share your comments, share the video with a friend, subscribe to the channel, and good eating.